This review brought to you by reading, because writing and arithmetic are overrated.
Hey, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're doing our shaky cam interior review inside a 2019 Cadillac XT4. This is in the all-wheel drive premium luxury package. Premium luxury. See, Cadillac still knows how to put a bunch of names on stuff to tell you how much money you're spending. That's a lost art. We don't seem to have that anymore. I really like the fact that, back in the day, you used to have like the premium Bonham competition, blah blah, Gran Turismo, hootie hootie. They had all these names. The longer the name, the more expensive the car. It was awesome. Now it's all letters and numbers and BS. It's not nearly as cool. So sadly, this is still called an XT4. They've jumped on that trend, but otherwise, this is a pretty premium luxury. It tells you exactly what you're getting. You're getting premium luxury. Period. Exactly. No qualms. No questions. Shouldn't say qualms. That's the wrong word. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so we're going to look at the interior. We haven't been in a Cadillac in quite a while, so I'm going to spend some time in this one. Beautiful. I love American luxury. I like American luxury, and Cadillac is one of the few that still does it. Most of them have gone, most companies have gone kind of toward that Euro thing. Not Cadillac. Cadillac's like, let's see how many different kinds of materials we can shove in there, and then we'll just put them all together, and then we'll color match and all that, and it'll be awesome, right? That's American luxury. What I do miss are the cushions on the seats. You see, they don't have those raised cushions. You remember you could get a Cadillac and then you could pay extra and you could have that like the mattress mattress cushion on top of the seat. That was the bomb. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about this actual car. Just rambling. Over here is your seat memories. Up here, door locks and such. Here's the door handle. Down here, windows and mirror settings. So you see you have a lot going on. This folds in the outside mirrors. This locks them. This adjusts, of course, and this chooses which one you're adjusting. So it's pretty straightforward when you're looking at it, but there's a lot of stuff going on this. And let me just move my hand really fast. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Now, looking this way, this has a head-up display, so it's the usual GM head-up display, so you can see all the adjustments going on. Pretty straightforward. You go up and down with this. That changes what info is showing, and then this is the dimmer, so you can make it brighter or darker. There's a regular dimmer for everything else. There's the parking brake. Simple. Push it. Set. Push it again. Not set. Just use the indicator right there to know whether or not it's on. Easy. No worries. Hood release is down here. You can't really see it, but it's down under here. If I can get to it. Only just kind of barely. And down, let's see, here's the drink holders, right? And then that is the hatch release. And then like most GM products, you can see you can change it. So you can move that to max and then 3/4 or off, so it doesn't work at all. Just in case you're in a position where the hatch can't open all the way or it will smack into stuff. Now right here, I'm moving the camera a lot because, professional. Anyway, right here, you can see what's going on the dash here. So here you have some leather looking stuff. It feels like leather too. It's really nicely done. Beautiful stitching. And then you have this, mahogany? It's hard to say, but this beautiful woodwork here. And then down here's a vent. And then look at the chrome around it. So just a beautiful, this is a nice illustration of what Cadillac does that you don't see in many other vehicles really. And then the rest of it is so here's your defrost vent. It's beautifully just integrated. See that? And then it just goes across. And you see how pretty that dashboard is. And I know I'm jumping ahead. I don't usually do this till the end, but it's just so well done. It's just so pretty in here. This, the XT4, by the way, is all new from Cadillac, and it's a tiny crossover. So it's a little 5-seat compact sized crossover, but very well done. So back to it. I love the 2-liter engine in this. It has a little tiny 2-liter turbocharged engine. GM has used those in a few places in their lineup now, and holy crap, is it a good engine. Wow. They did a phenomenal job on that little engine. So I want to turn this off because that's annoying. That's the engine heat button I just hit. This is your crash control mitigation blah blah for the cruise control. So it decides how far your gap is. So when you push it, something will appear up there and it will show you what your gap currently is, and then you can change it from there. Here's your cruise control settings. So you can see cancel here, reset and set down there, and this turns it on and off. Down here's telematics for your telephone, voice control right here. As with most voice control, if you have a phone plugged in, Android Auto and or Apple CarPlay will activate if you hold this down a little bit instead. Over on this side, you can see this is the driver information screen displays, as well as, or controls, as well as some stuff for the audio right here. And let's see what we got. Up here's this skips tracks. So you have this track skipping and or channel jumping, and then down here you have audio. This, after that, controls that big screen right there. So the wheel, and then you push it to select, and you can go back and forth through submenus with that. And that's what you got. Now, this, by the way, is a symbol showing you that this goes up and down and you push it to select, because, you know, you got to know. And it's better for them to explain it. So, all right, let's look at this instrument cluster. Wait, I skipped. I'm sorry. Okay, signal turns right here. And then you can see the lighting. So up and down for signal turns, you can see lighting. Pushing this over here puts the high beams on automatic. And then this puts the lights on auto, which is what they're on now. You can see this is what your indicator is. So you can turn them off like that, right? And then they go back to auto. You can't shut them off. But when you turn them off, they won't run again until the vehicle starts moving. So if I shift into drive right now, the lights will come on again. Since it's raining, and I would assume I turned on the windshield wipers to let the car know it was raining. Over here is your windshield wiper controls, aforementioned. This runs the rear right here. This runs the front, up and down and so on. You can see auto mode. That's actually what that is right there. So this is be off, and then you can just tap it like that to get a quickie. This is the squirters, and squirters for the rear. I should point out, whoops, I did that wrong. The squirters for the rear, wait. So forward squirts the front. I'm having to actually do it to see. And pushing it back does the back. I'm sorry. This button does absolutely nothing. It just looks good. Remember I said that in a Buick? I did, didn't I? I mentioned that in a Buick. Well, I'm repeating myself. My jokes aren't clean, aren't fresh anymore. Okay. Over here you got a tachometer. Down there you have your fuel. You see I didn't put a whole lot of mileage on this car. I just didn't have time this week. We had terrible weather and a long weekend, and a lot of other things just kind of came together to make it not a lot of driving. I got enough driving to understand the car, but I didn't get the amount of miles I usually want to get. Up here, this is your all-wheel drive and regular drive mode. So as you change drive modes, I'll show you the button. It shows up there. There's only 3 to choose from, so it's not terribly complicated. You see you have touring, which is kind of like comfort mode, you have sport mode, and you have all-wheel drive, which is what it's in right now. We had a big hailstorm yesterday, and then afterwards we drove to the store, and it's basically like driving through snow at that point, so I turned on the all-wheel drive. I might as well just turn that off now, huh? And I'll put it in sport, because heck yeah, it's pretty peppy in sport, I will say. It's pretty peppy. It's pretty awesome. So up here, you'll see that shift in a minute, I think. It'll go to 2-wheel drive. Up here's your digital speedometer. That changes. So does this. Then you see the cruise control and so on. Most of this is pretty self-explanatory. And then if I go through the menus, you can see what's going on for the car. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because it's just not focusing. I'm having a terrible time focusing. And then here you go through the main menus. That's with these buttons here. I'm going back and forth through those main menus. So yeah, really, really nice. I like that. It looks good too, and it's really easy to read despite what my camera is doing to it. Over here you can see the speedometer. So you can see they didn't put any kind of Canuck miles per hour on there. They probably just swap it out when they sell it north. Down here's the engine heat. I just started the car, hasn't been running very long, and so it's still trying to warm up. it's very cold outside. The temperature is showing on here somewhere, isn't it? It's got to be. It's 40 degrees. It's on the infotainment screen. So it's 40 degrees outside. Not terribly great. But, you know, and there's paddle shifting because every car is NASCAR. Over here is your engine stop-start button. So that's how you start the engine. That's how you stop the engine. Infotainment screen. A couple of things I really like about it. A couple of things I don't. One, I like the fact that it is a touch screen as well as a command knob screen. I like that because it gives you two different ways to use it. What I don't like is the cant. If I look at this straight on, you can see it's tilted way up, right? It's got a cant going this way. That's annoying because, one, it tends to catch glare. Not a lot of glare. It's fairly rare, but it does happen, and it's annoying. Two, when you're reaching for it, when you're looking at it like this and you reach for something, it's off. See? I'm trying to reach for that button, and I'm going to hit right above it. Instead of hitting tune, I'm going to hit right above it because I'm naturally thinking of a flat surface trying to hit it. That's a little bit annoying. You can see a hard home button right here. So if I hit that, it goes hard to the home. Now you can do stuff. This has Wi-Fi hotspot enabled. There's a few other things in here. You can run the climate, set users, things like that. Here's the beginning. So this is sort of like the main menu or the default screen. I don't know how to say that. I disconnected my phone while I'm doing this so I don't have any interference from Bluetooth. Then you can just see what there is on here. So lots of stuff. There are some, you can see the news outlets, you can see a few other things. My Cadillac is their proprietary app. If you own this car, I would recommend getting that. You can do a few things with it, including setting up stuff in Marketplace. Marketplace is highly useful. Used it a while ago. I didn't use it in this car, but I used it a while ago on a trip in a Chevrolet. It was a Traverse. And we used it to like order coffee. So you can look at what's coming up on the map as you're driving along down the freeway or whatever, and you can say, oh, look, check it out. There's a Dunkin' Donuts up there in about 10 miles. Let's order coffee. You can order coffee and they just pull up into the drive-thru and pick it up. It's easy. It pays for it, does everything. It's awesome. It's really cool. So highly useful. Obviously you have your navigator doing all of that. You don't do it yourself because that would be bad, right? Distracted driving and stuff. Not a good idea. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. All right. That was my PSA for the day. Looking down here, you can see this turns the climate on and off. The rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. Auto here. This sets the temperature, and then this would be for the rear if you have the rear enabled. Since we don't have the rear enabled, it's not lit up. Over here, you have the other controls. You can see here's your defrost over here. You use those a fair amount when on days like today. You can't really see, but that window over there where the other camera is, where the me cam, where that is really fogged up right now because it's raining outside. It's terrible weather. Down here you can see you got your bun warmers, bun coolers. This is self-parking. Pretty cool. It works well too. So you push this, it finds a parking spot and then parks in it for you. This turns the parking radar on and off. Useful if you're you're going into a car wash or something. Here's your Duke's lights. Here's your lane keeping, and then the passenger side bun warmers, coolers. Down here, you can see there's a spot to drop your phone. It's actually pretty deep. It's deeper than it looks. So there you go. See how deep that is? Let me put my hand in there. It's pretty deep, right? This is just some bump sticking out for the shifter. So you can drop your phone in there. I've been dropping it sideways this way because mine will fit that way. Then you can see USBs. There's a C and a regular. And then you can see the SD card on top of those. That's for the nav. And under here is a 12 volt. So there's that. Now, moving along, you can see my coffee mug because I like coffee a lot. I really like coffee. Decent sized drink holders, but not huge. So, surprisingly not American sized, but it's a Cadillac, so I get the idea. This is the shifter. You have to push the trigger on the side to shift the gears, so you can see how that works. And you can see you can go down to manual easily. You just pull it twice. So if I do this and I'm in drive, do it again, I'm in manual. This is park, easy. Down here are some audio controls. So this is the volume, this jumps tracks, and This is just showing you that that's volume. If you push this, it mutes. Pretty straightforward and simple. This is the control knob, the command. It's not actually called that. That's Mercedes. Mercedes owns that. I shouldn't say that. Competing product. No! Anyway, this is the control knob that commands that thing right there. And then you can see some hard menu jumps for quick stuff. Over here, here's your traction control, engine stop start, so you can turn off the automatic stop start. And this is the drive mode, what I was using to jump through those drive modes. It doesn't show anything other than that little prompt display on that driver information screen. Here's the center console. Look at that beautiful leather. Beautiful. Anyway, this is the armrest for people, as well as, if I can find the button, there it is, as well as the center console. So here's where you're supposed to put your phone. This is wireless charging. You drop it in there. It just drops. It doesn't, there's nothing clipping it or anything, not much. But it stays. I will give it that. There's a lot of rubber lining going on. Lots of stuff to keep it in place. Well done. This little tray comes out, and then down in there you can see other stuff. So this is hard right here, so it doesn't go up underneath there. I believe this pops out. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. This, another 12 volt. And then you can see how deep this is by my arm right there. So if my fingers are flat, it's hard to do from this angle. Anyway, it's fairly deep. It goes past my wrist. And there you go. The button for this is up here. So you have to get used to just reaching around and pushing like that. That's how you open it. I should have put this back. So you can see that's actually the Monroney for the car, if you know what that is. I'll give you some numbers in a minute when I finish up on this. This is beautiful leather, though. I love this leather. It feels so good. It's good leather. And then you can see the black, but it fades away and gets broken up. You see the beautiful work they did just breaking that up. So even though it's all black, you can see they put some leather there, throw some chrome on, and then do the wood over there and the chrome around the edge, and just the nice transitions and flow. Really well done. Now, this has the Bose audio. I'll point that out as well because it's pretty dang awesome. Here's the back seat. My kids had, that seatbelt is active because my kids had their stuffed animal, using that as like a booster seat for the stuffed animal. How hilarious is that? Anyway, there's the back seats. Really pretty, really well done back seats. Decent sized cargo too. If I have video for it, it'll be right here. Cargo. Otherwise, I'll cut that bit out. So there you go. This has a panoramic sunroof, lots of other stuff. So let's go over some numbers really quick before I sign off. This is the 2019 Cadillac XT4 all-wheel drive premium luxury. The exterior is shadow metallic. The interior is Sedona jet black. The engine is the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo with a 9-speed automatic transmission. Wow. And you get all this stuff for about $55,000 because it's Cadillac. Cadillac. Pippin'. I do really like this vehicle, though. Very well done, compact luxury crossover. Peppy, drives well, feels good, right sized for the segment it's aiming for. Just everything was done well in this. So Cadillac did a good job. Bang up, guys, bang up. So there you go. That's been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com in a 2019 Cadillac XT4, an all-wheel drive premium luxury. Talk to you again soon. Subscribe.